Hey guys, and welcome back to the Bayonetta playthrough. We're not quite done with Paradiso yet, we're moving ever up in the stakes, I suppose. And if I recall correctly, this chapter was one I didn't really care for, which is to say I sucked complete angelic arse at it.
Yeah, this has got a little bit of an uptick in terms of the difficulty, largely because it introduces two very specific enemies that are evil. But first, we have that good precious lore.
Oh, I like it. I think we've seen this place before.
No, really? I mean, can hardly remember where from.
Oh, Rishi, I'm trying to create suspense for the audience who may not have played the game before. Do not patronise me.
Well, thankfully the game, does it for us, of telling us where we've seen this before.
Figured. I've been there before.
John's design there reminds me of an old Final Fantasy render, but I can't remember for the life of me which character it is. I want to say it's someone from FF8.
Yeah, is it... Just bear with me a second.
It might be the Empress or whatever her name is.
I was about to say Artemisia, and it's not... It doesn't look like it is actually her.
Well, if anyone knows, let us know. We have to focus on precious lore right now.
No, yes, it is the Empress, I believe, because there's that sort of bun effect.
Okay, just as long as I'm right, that's all that really matters. We saw a bit of stone that had John and Cereza on it. What could it mean? Person who obviously knows what it means?
It could mean everything, but first, there are more tentacles.
Of course.
Yes, we know exactly where this is going.
But even now, in the most hentai of times, Bayo is still in control.
Exactly, and we get another lovely little Indiana Jones reference.
Tentacles? Why did it have to be tentacles?
Bum-bum-bum. Alright, well, guess it's my job to sort stuff out again, really. Joys, we fought many of you guys by now. Your entrance is not special.
Yes, but you see, they keep trying to make it special because they want it to be a thing, and Bayonetta's clearly just going to go, you know what? Yeah, no, it's never going to be a thing.
Yeah, this is as close as heaven gets to putting out a Bayonetta, I think.
Yeah, they're never going to achieve Bayonetta's pure glory. Although, they did get me on the side there. It was just like, you bloody cowbag.
Oh, well, strong choice of words, mate, strong choice of words. Explain to me what you're doing with the claws here.
So basically they are just there as my hand attack, and really what I'm doing is just making sure that I'm either exploding or just getting in sort of the slightly quick attacks that do decent in terms of the scoring, and then just trying to finish up most of the time with Kilgore just to bring the pain.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Kilgore is pretty much not leaving my feet for the rest of the game.
Hey man, if you got 'em, smoke 'em, I suppose.
Exactly. I mean, there are a few other weapons that are perhaps technically better than Kilgore, but Kilgore's the one that pretty much everyone will get drawn towards because it is just such an awesome weapon. I mean, you have things like the optional Saifung, which is basically gun nunchucks. They're great, and Bayo does proper Bruce Lee sound effects at the same time.
Okay, I'm going to need to rewind the tape a little bit there. Did you just say gun nunchucks?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I guess it's a character action game, I won't question it.
Well, of course. There's also a few other really awesome weapons. You've got Pillow Talk, or it might be Angel Slayer. No, I'm pretty sure it is Pillow Talk, which is a big glowing green sword, which might sound familiar because there may or may not have been one beautiful golden-haired person from the Moon Kingdom who may or may not have used a weapon called Pillow Talk that was a glowing green sword in Wano Okami.
Yes, the connections!
Yes, which is just like, ugh. There's also a really awesome weapon which effectively allows you to use all of the angel arms at once. But do you want to know the name of it?
Sure, mate. I'm ready. I'm prepped now.
It's kind of a spoiler. and refers pretty explicitly to the optional boss from which you receive it.
Go for it, mate.
So, it's called Rodin. Because the optional boss of Bayonetta is actually Rodin.
Yes, I knew. You fight him by getting the platinum ticket.
Yes, which costs a ridiculous amount of halos. Like, a ludicrous amount of halos.
Since Rodin is not really specified, like, lore-wise in the story, do you think we can, like, go over him a little bit?
Yes, because, I mean, he's a very, complex character, is Rodin. Because, effectively, what he is, and what you really only find him out to be once you get that platinum ticket, is he is the infinite one. He's effectively a fallen angel.
Yeah.
Who was cast out from heaven for probably being a dick of some description. In giving him all those halos, that allows him to be restored to his form. And that is how you fight him in Bayonetta 1. He's also an optional boss again in Bayonetta 2, but he takes on a more demonic form in that one, shall we say.
So he's a demon at the end of the day.
He has become a demon, yes.
I'm already a demon, baby.
But yeah, he's easily the biggest challenge that you can ever face in Bayonetta.
And it's weird, because he's just a nice guy at the end of the day. He might be a bit, like, gruff and businesslike, but he does have a soft spot, especially for, like, Enzo's kids in the second game.
Exactly. I mean, I think the whole thing with Rodin is that it's that whole twist on, is God really the power of good that everyone thinks he is? And it's complex. Yes, use Wicked Weaves, so I'm going for that punch-kick-punch of Sharaba, because really, that is the only way that I'm getting through this alive.
I gotta say, I love this tune, but I think Bayo 2 just ekes it out in terms of better lyrical tracks.
Oh, definitely. Like, I love Fly Me to the Moon. I love this version of Fly Me to the Moon, but Moon River is leaps and bounds above it in terms of the climax mix. What's really frustrating, is the thing that always frustrated me about Bayonetta 2, still frustrates me to this day, is how little that song gets used. It might have been a rights issue, but it's just like, for God's sake, you created this absolutely phenomenal song that's just an utter joy to battle to. Why, for the love of God, can I not battle to it more?
Maybe they just wanted to focus on, like, the original tracks a bit more. Tomorrow Is Mine is phenomenal.
It is, but I really love Moon River. It's just, there's just something particularly magical about that one to me. But in the meantime, I'm quite happy to sit here with a bit of Fly Me to the Moon, because that's always fun. And I know we've had the discussion before, but I'm really excited to see what Moon-related song they choose for Bayonetta 3.
I keep saying Bark at the Moon, but Richie supersedes me every time with something that actually makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, from what I recall, I do remember the discussions being held on Twitter about someone saying Purple Moon, but I can't remember whether I've seen that to be an actual song or not. Because one of the other things that gets discussed a lot for Bayonetta 3 is the kind of coloration that Bayonetta's going to get. Obviously there's the whole question of design, but there's also colour scheme, because Bayonetta 1 is red and black, Bayonetta 2 is blue and black, so the question is, what colour combination are they going to go with for Bayonetta 3?
It's either going to be yellow and black or green and black. I don't think anything else would work, unless they do go with, I don't know, just black.
Well, so I think a lot of people were thinking it could potentially be purple and black, because obviously if you're then going for a song like Purple Moon or whatever, if that is actually a thing, then suddenly that all links together.
Yeah, and you know, it's the colour Bayo glows, so it kind of wraps up the trilogy in a nice bow.
Exactly. The only problem with that is that the whole reason that red and black and blue and black work so well is because they contrast black quite a lot.
Yeah.
Whereas purple has the risk of getting a little bit mixed and lost amidst the black. because you want those sort of key colours to stand out.
Yeah, of course.
Because, I mean, it's one of the issues that they had with Bayonetta's design initially, was getting the silhouette to stand out against a lot of the backgrounds, because if you're going for sort of these darker areas, your main character is primarily kind of dressed in black. All of a sudden, you've potentially got issues of being able to locate her in the middle of battle. So that's why they added those extra details of like the gold and the red ribbons, because that way, immediately, much more noticeable. And also, that's why she ends up with the hair sleeves, because they spread out, so they change up the silhouette a bit.
Yeah.
Obviously, come Bayonetta 2, they did go to this more, all the hair kind of hanging around bust area, which is actually closer to what the original artwork showed for Bayonetta. But is one of the things that they sort of avoided initially, because I think they wanted to make sure that everyone knew who Bayonetta was and could see her, and I think then when it came to doing the sequel, they thought, well, everyone's now used to this a bit more, so we should be okay to bring that bit of the design back into it.
I'm not actually sure which version of Bayonetta I like best design-wise, but they're both great at the end of the day, honestly. Like, the beehive hairdo kind of put me off at first, but it fits her so well.
Exactly, I mean, it's one of the things where both looks are just really iconic.
Yeah.
And really, I can't decide between them. I think Bayonetta 1 is just insanely classic, but Bayonetta 2's is also just really awesome in terms of its design.
I think it would be cool if they mixed the two for the third game.
I want something completely new, if only because that's sort of the whole thing that Bayonetta has... Well, that's how the developers see Bayonetta. She's the type of person who would constantly change her look, because that's what she wants to do.
Yep, and as you may have noticed, we're fighting these virtues as mini-bosses now.
Yes, so these aren't Fortitudo and Temperantia, this is Courage and Temperance. So they are notably weaker in terms of they have far less health, but they have all the kind of same attacks, so that they've effectively become, mini-bosses or little mooks for levels. You're not actually going to face that many of them. I believe you're only going to face one more of each, but still, they can be pretty deadly if you're not prepared.
I kind of got blindsided here, and I think I did die against this dude.
Oh, it's totally fair if you do, because he is quite the challenge.
Nicely done, mate.
I know, I'm very proud of that one, and really, Kilgore is the MVP right here, because using this means that you get that extra kick, because holding shoots a missile which goes the distance, which is glorious.
Oh, my damage was so much higher than that.
Yeah, but then this is also a particularly potentially annoying segment, because you have got to jump into a floating island.
Oh, it's easier than it looks, don't worry.
It is, but it can also be a bit of a pain. And right here I'm just going, can I get a little bit more health, please?
No. God says no.
Yeah, I've just got to deal with it. So, I mean, pretty much with this, you just want to make sure that you maybe Panther within it, or Beast within it.
No, I remember what happened now. I didn't die to that thing. I was like 0 health, and then I came in here, walked forward, hit one of those things and died.
Yeah, that's very possible. If you're not aware that the enchants are there when you enter this building, then they can really badly mess you up.
Well, I was aware that there was enemies in the vicinity, I just didn't see them until I was on top of them. Oh, fuck me, this section.
Yeah, this is pretty nasty, because you've got 3 kinships that you've got to deal with, all lined up in a row. And this is the segment that I was talking about earlier, with you've got that platform up there, and then there's another platform just over in the distance that you've got to get to if you want everything. But yeah, this was a moment I was just like, you bloody dicks, because also the issue is that you've got the kinships on the different levels, and they're still firing at you, and it can get really, really irritating. But thankfully, even though, I got really buggered over at the beginning there, got to the end of it. Could have gotten higher than that, but oh well.
Well, I think you'll make up for it with ranks in other verses, and hey, at least you didn't die. I died about 3 times there.
Very true. Now, this is evil. Because what you got to do is you got to Beast Within and then Crow Within. I screwed up there. So then it was just like, right, can I get back? And the answer was no. So I just had to take the damage. But thankfully, because I'm not in the middle of the verse, it doesn't matter.
Good stuff. Oh, right, that's how it works then. Okay, I get it.
Yes. The only time that losing health matters is if you're in a verse, because obviously that accounts to your ranking, and all your rankings put together equate to your final ranking.
There you go, mate. Platforming perfection.
Yes, it's a bit of a tricky one to get to, but it gives you another Broken Witch Heart, so you definitely probably are going to want to take it.
Alright, let's move on. God, are you seeing the background in this area? It's amazing.
I know, it's full on galactic, and it's just gorgeous. I mean, you've got shooting stars, you've got all of these particles everywhere, you've got the feathers, it is just stunning.
It really does contrast, like, the human realm really nicely, I gotta say.
Oh yeah, and also because it's obviously bringing elements of the human realm that we've seen and just twisting it into this new form that suddenly elevates it to something quite spectacular.
Gee, I wonder what could be accosting us here.
Bloody tentacles!
Yep.
And that Umbran Tears of Blood is a dick.
Oh my god, I didn't even see the crow there.
Yeah, he just decides to hide out there, because why the hell not hide out on a bloody bridge with bloody tentacles?
Oh boy, here we go, not Jiff.
Yes. Down these stairs, easily the toughest enemies in Bayonetta. Gracious and glorious. Initially you look at them and just think, oh, it's Grace and Glory again. No, this is Gracious and Glorious because they're golden and they are evil because you can't witch time them.
Ugh.
They are pretty much one of the only enemies. I know Inspired I've never really been able to pull off the witch time effectively, but these guys you just can't. So pretty much I spend a lot of time running from these guys because they are terrifying, and yeah, pretty much everyone really struggles with Gracious and Glorious because they're Grace and Glory but faster and more aggressive and you can't witch time them. So on the whole it's just awful.
So why didn't they give them, like, a title drop then? Are they ashamed of their recolours?
I think probably what it was is that they just wanted to maybe trick you a little bit, be a little bit mean, make you have to face the challenge. It might also have been that they forgot to do it. But who knows?
Doing great though here, man, I gotta say.
I'm doing okay. I wouldn't say great, but they did give me a bit of health, so I'll quite happily take that.
Oh, I see.
Oh, this cutscene's so adorable.
It really is. It's actually a bit of a happening moment as well, so pay close attention.
What happened to Mummy?
And I mean, I think the thing that's really fun about this is that obviously we've primarily focused on Bayonetta throughout pretty much the entirety of the game, and this is sort of a chance to get to see a bit more of Luca and Cereza and maybe begin to get to the bottom of a few things.
Mummy.
Nope, no tears. You know what she said.
Well, yes, but Bayonetta's not here, so
Loopholes, I love it.
exactly. But also, I don't think that Bayonetta was actually entirely all that serious when she said that.
It's a very interesting colour of lollipop.
It's strawberry, as Luca says he thinks.
Strawberry, I think?
Hey, Kitty, I've got some yummies.
Oh god, you're gonna get yarn all over that, but the kids don't care. It adds flavour.
Exactly.
His name is Cheshire. Cute, isn't he?
Yes. Oh, isn't Cheshire cute?
Oh, he is.
You know what I see when I see Cheshire?
What's that, though?
So much for taking
I see Scrump from Lilo and Stitch.
Just means we're gonna have
Yeah, I can see that. I would go back a bit further. I was thinking of, like, Bagpuss.
I mean, there is also that. The reason I say scrump is because it's that whole patchwork doll.
Yeah, the term is ugly cute.
Yeah, with intriguing little girl with sort of
My mummy is
strange beliefs,
Mm-hmm.
scary monster.
who is just really cute and awesome.
I don't think you know who the real monsters are.
Elpias.
Yeah, we are like Satan's spawn.
Oh, this is gonna be scary. Like, you know danger is coming, but you can't see it.
Exactly, and oh, God, the silver.
It's fine, mate. Your combo wasn't great either, so I don't know what you're complaining about.
Yeah, there was no chance that I was getting a decent ranking on that, but as long as I make it through the rest of the chapter, I should be okay.
Mm-hmm. There you go. More health. What more could a witch ask for?
Not to have to go through this next verse.
Oh, is it a bad one?
Yes, although hilariously, I am actually doing 2 verses out of order.
Huh.
It's because I forgot that I had to go back for one of them, but it's good because I can actually do it, so thank God for that.
Devil. Relax. I'm just fucking with you.
I love Rodin.
I know, he's great. But yes, finally! Oh no, it's not Star of Dinate, it's Celine's Light, for God's sake.
Shocking, mate. Shocking.
I always mix those two up. It's really annoying.
I'm sorry. This can't be forgiven.
I know. I think what Star of Dinatea is it's if you taunt, you get health back. That's what that one is, I think.
Oh, okay.
But yes, Celine's Light, absolute godsend. If you get hit, it will immediately throw you into Witch Time.
Do you have to have, like, moon pills for it to activate, though?
You do, yes. But this particular verse is evil because open up this chest, get the Witch Heart, and think, oh, this is delightful.
No.
Witch Heart, you run back, and guess what's waiting for you in these statues? Bloody gracious and glorious, again, the dickwads.
To be honest, I think you're better off here than you were in that narrow corridor.
6 and 2 3s.
Yeah.
Probably about the same size in the grand scheme of things. But thankfully, now that I have Celine's Light, I shouldn't suffer as much, because the second they hit me, I can immediately start attacking them because I go into Witch Time, so
Who is winning and cheating now, Mr. Guys?
I know, it's great. But they are still challenging, even with Celine's Light, so you do have to be careful with them.
I mean, at this point, you're, like, fully tooled out and whatnot. There's no more, like, new weapons to get, are there?
There's no new ones left regularly. All the others are accessible through other means.
Right.
Like beating super secret optional boss that we've already said about, beating the game on higher difficulties, beating the lost chapter, which you get for beating all of the Alfheims in the game.
Right.
Stuff like that.
There you go,
That's how
mate.
you get all the others, and yes, that was definitely better.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's one of those things where it's a little bit finicky, and this was a moment where I was just like, oh god, I definitely need to make it back over, because if I fall down, then I've kind of missed a verse, and I'm going to have to do the entire bloody thing all over again.
Oh, right, okay. This is a bit where I just went straight down.
Well, yes, you see, I would have done, but then I realised I'd missed a verse. So... Because basically what you need to do is when you get to the gates of hell, you run all the way back to the kind of, I think it's the other side of the bridge. Yeah, it's that sort of, that first bit before you go through the bridge of tentacles.
Right.
And then you are able to get an Alfheim. Once you reach the gates of hell, you go all the way back to there.
Oh man, the sound work in this game is fantastic.
It really is, and pretty much, I know that I said that definitely what I did in my last playthrough with Bayonetta was Durga and Kilgore.
Mm-hmm.
For this run, I actually ended up going with Onyx Roses and Kilgore, because Onyx Roses are quite good for dealing with the likes of Grace and Glory and Gracious and Glorious, because it does stun them if you get the shotgun shot off. So actually I ended up sticking with these, and it works out alright for me, so I'll take it.
Ah, now we get to use the angel arms.
Yes, now it's kind of hilarious because pretty much what you want to do in this is use the pole to do a bit of pole dancing, and then you want to go for this weapon and shoot. And just keep going and picking up that weapon and shooting. Because the amount of points you get off of this thing is insane.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty as well, damage-wise.
Yeah, so you can... I mean, look at that. You can destroy a Grace and Glory in 3 hits. It's ridiculous.
Come on, don't do him nasty in the stop time.
I just want to bring the pain. I mean, as you can see also, look at my combo points. It just... that weapon is insane, and I love it.
Alright, another broken witch heart.
Indeed, we are getting very close now to sort of having them all. I mean, we have still got a ways to go because we get... I think it's either 1 or 2 broken witch hearts in chapter 14.
Uh-huh.
And then there's some in chapter 15. But really, there's not much... Oh no, we have got chapter 12. I forgot about chapter 12. I always forget chapter 12, it's ridiculous.
Why? Is there some bad stuff in there that you blocked out?
No, it's just because I think my brain automatically shifts towards everything that happens after chapter 13.
Okay.
I think what always tends to happen is I miss or don't seem to fully remember this sort of middle chunk of Bayonetta. Whenever you get to Paradiso, Remembrance in Time, and Sea of Stars, my brain immediately just sort of forgets that it exists.
Right.
And not out of anything bad or anything in these, it's just that it's the ones that I don't remember as much. But yes, we get some golden beloveds that are made entirely out of water, and sort of the trick here that you can do, and it can work quite well, is if you use the statues in order to activate Witch Time, you can then, you know, attack them in Witch Time without actually having to dodge them.
Okay.
Which can be quite fun, but it can take up a bit of time.
Very interesting texture-wise.
Very interesting texture. I think they're sort of meant to be this golden water, which is why when you defeat them, the water level rises.
Oh, right. Yeah, I didn't notice that. I just saw water coming in. I didn't think it was, like, connected to what I was doing.
I mean, I think that's what they're intended to be. Because, I mean, as you can see, there's a whole bunch of angelic scripts on their moving bodies. So I think that is what it is related to.
Okay.
So, yes, you can use the statues, and they can be quite helpful. But taking down the Inspired here can be a little bit frustrating, because making sure that they're in range. I mean, pretty much if there's any point where you're going to be wanting to use the lock-on, this is it. Because the Inspired's just going to be running about everywhere. And can just be a bit frustrating to find and hit, because they will end up diving down into the water. And you do just end up waiting around a little bit longer than you'd perhaps like to.
Oh, that's just their MO, really. They've always been the annoying keep-away enemy.
Yeah, it's just... I think at this point it's just like you get to the end of the chapter and you're just like, mate, can you just not? And then you get to moments like that where you're just like, but I'm hitting the blighter.
And he hits you.
And he hit me, and it's just like, mate, you bloody dick. And I got to there and I was just like, but I just want to bring you down, because the second you're down, I'm pretty sure that I can actually just defeat you almost immediately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the end of the chapter here, guys. The exit is just up there.
Exactly, and it's why this is just quite frustrating, because it's just like, stop playing keep away. I just want to kill you right now, and then this will be over.
They're the worst types of enemies in pretty much every genre of game, I think.
Yeah, pretty much. But that's one, and then we've got to face another one! Yay! Just want to get to a fun boss fight, god damn you!
Well, that's next chapter, mate. Don't worry about it.
Well, I mean, that's why I want to get to the next one, because it's next chapter and it's really fun. And this point I'm just like, where the hell are you going?
Oh, I'm gone. See ya. I got stuck in Tom's glitch.
Well, clearly. I don't know why the force of that attack just sent it flying over into the distance there, but hey, we finally defeated it.
Mm-hmm.
Not my best run, but hey.
Whatevs. Let's see the rank you got. Boo.
As I said, not my best.
Yeah, it could have been a silver, and you would have been one step closer to a gold overall, so thank heavens for small miracles.
Definitely, and that was very lucky on my part.
No! Baby, someone is attacking them!
Yes, we need to rescue them right away.
Well, at least one of them, at least.
At least one of them. But yes, also, once again, thank God for my pure platinums. They really do come in handy.
For the last time, we know!
We're going to have a few more of those announcements throughout the course of the game.
Alright, let's close out with a bit of angel attack, and that'll do it for today's Bayonetta upload.
Well, of course, but then we get the fun of a boss fight.
You ever hit a mystery target in one of these?
I've hit plenty of the mystery targets. It's the deers.
Oh!
Yes, deer. It's the deer. No, I can't remember what the bloody big one is. It's either a deer or a decoration. It's one of the two.
Oh yeah, either or. They're both floating heads at the end of the day.
Basically, it's just one's bigger and worth 10 points.
Isn't that how it goes in life, though? We're all like at different varying heights and worth different points in life.
Very philosophical and actually quite correct, yes.
You could have just skipped straight to stupid, I think you would have been correct, but that's enough navel gazing for today. We'll see you next time for more Bayonetta. Bye for now.